Frank, you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good morning. How are you?
All right.
Good. Is it Don Matt?
Providence for Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll see. Yep.
By rnr.com.
Go ahead. Yep. I'll see you there. I'll be there tonight as well. First of all, you interviewed, I have to say before we get anything, my favorite baseball player growing up was Don Mattingly, Donald Arthur Mattingly. How did that go?
That went well. It will be premiering on YouTube shortly.
Good.
But yeah, we got it was. I'm actually in a fantasy basketball league with his son.
Okay.
And it just so happens that I made some connections, and it happened. Who was the guy? What's the guy's name? Helped arrange it. Craig
Okay.
helped arrange it.
Hall of Famer, yes or no?
Yes.
I think
absolutely.
So too. Yeah. I think if Joe Mauer's in, he should be in.
The Hall of Fame has become so corrupted with not putting the steroid guys in. And let me tell you something.
Sure.
If you think that everyone in the Hall of Fame is clean, I have a bridge to sell you. Someone who's used steroids has now gotten in.
Oh no! Well, no. David Ortiz in the Hall of Fame. He was on steroids.
I don't know who it is because the Mitchell report was so sketchy. I mean, you have this guy, a Boston Red Sox minority owner, former Maine Senator
George Mitchell, yeah,
George Mitchell up there,
mm-hmm.
And all the Yankees leak, the Mets leak, and
no Red Sox.
No Red Sox.
You're right.
How did the Red Sox not leak on that?
You're right.
And
he's right.
That list has become
that's a joke.
Just ridiculous that some names leak, some names didn't leak, and no names were supposed to leak off that list. And it's tarnished some careers. I mean, Gary Sheffield. You're telling me this guy's not a Hall of Famer?
Well, what I don't get, Frank, what I don't get is the people. There are people who vote for, there are ballots that have just A-Rod and not Manny, or just Manny and not A-Rod, or Sheffield and not. These guys don't. In a way, I don't blame the voters because, what are they supposed to do? It's so muddled at this point.
No. And you put Bud Selig in the Hall of Fame, who is just a corrupt commissioner who looked the other way while this is happening. Didn't do anything to stop it.
He had to, though.
Well, Tony La Russa, same thing. La Russa managed all these guys. He's in the Hall of Fame, right?
I mean,
anyway,
just blanket amnesty. Recognize the error for what it was.
Can we just do baseball talk?
I like this. See, I like Frank.
We got a dead ball error.
Yeah.
In the Hall of Fame. Now let's put the guys who put them in there, and you end it. You end it. Anyone who does steroids, they get suspended. In football, you do steroids, you get suspended. Move on.
Right.
In baseball, it's he murdered somebody.
See, I like Frank. Frank doesn't like me. I like Frank. So I see this tweet yesterday from you, Frank, saying to me, listen, I, as the general manager of the team, made the trade. Everyone was fine with it until Dave complained. And then you said I created drama. I created no drama. I sent the trade out. It was accepted.
But Kirk, you do this all the time.
Frank, I said nothing. I did nothing. I sent the trade out. It was accepted.
You retired for 48 hours 2 months ago.
That's true. You're right about that. That's a legitimate. That's a legitimate criticism. But this one's you picked the wrong fight. You picked the wrong fight.
It doesn't. It's like, look at me. I mean,
no.
Become your own Kyrie Irving over there.
The world is round.
Just random, just bullshit.
Well, but this one, I think sometimes you're right about that. God knows. But I think this one, you picked the wrong one. This is a Portnoy creation. I sent the trade out. It was accepted, and I was done. Dave then it talked about the Triv League and all this. I did nothing. I sent the trade out. It was accepted. My work was done.
You traded for Ben Mintz. I mean,
it was accepted. Well, what am I supposed to do? Not do the deal? What would you do?
I mean, I don't think. I think Kirk Minihane not playing on Team Minihane seems a little weird.
I'm back. I'm back on Team Minihane, but yeah.
Yeah, but then I'm hearing this negotiation. You want to be a guaranteed of a bye? We've
got that. That's locked in. We got a first round bye. Listen, I'm Red Auerbach. You're getting mad at Red Auerbach. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Not make a great deal?
That's what this is all about. You wanted to get that bye because you're lagging a little bit behind. We have 4 super teams who are all. We didn't
have a bye last year. As I recall, we beat a team that choked in the second round last year with Frank drugged out of his brains in the second round in New York last year. We got the win in that one, and then we won the title. Great match. The
one question I really flubbed was
Donnie Darko.
box office.
Donnie Darko, you said, man, I think $47 billion. You had a couple decimals, but that happens. So I make a good trade. I get what I want. You're, as a sports fan, as a fan of Red Auerbach, as a fan of Paul Brown, as a fan of whomever, you have to say, hey, tip your cap. Great job as a general manager, and we'll see each other in the playoffs. And you keep bringing up this one-on-one thing. You beat me. I grant you beat me in the one-on-one thing. No question about it.
But it's not necessary to do this shit. And
well, Frank, is it necessary? Is it necessary to video yourself going for a walk every day? Is any of this necessary? Is it necessary to grade yourself eating hot dogs?
I'm inspiring people.
Well, good. I appreciate that.
People they're inspired.
It's a good rebuttal.
While you're grading hot dogs and drinking soda, you're inspiring people.
My walks, people. Yes,
your walks, yes. Your walk. The other stuff, you're doing content.
Entertainment.
Yeah, correct, Frank. Correct. Correct, Frank. That's what happened yesterday. It was the talk of the entire company yesterday. It was a trivia.
Yes, it was, and well. You got your way. You knew.
I like Frank. I
think you knew this was going to piss Dave off.
You're giving me way too much credit. Way too much credit. I'm not Kaiser Soze, Frank. The trade.
Kirk, you are Kaiser
Soze. Frank, but here's the thing: the trade went through. Dave was on video like at 10 a.m. saying, "Oh, that's fine, whatever." And then 10 hours later, he reaches out to me. You're asking like I'm not a puppet master to that extent.
But all this was about was getting that buy.
This is all Mark Titus's fault.
Yeah, I mean, blame Mark Titus or blame Mintz for getting the Sopranos question wrong. I saw an opportunity, I jumped on it. I have to say that. You know what? When did you start? Go ahead.
I mean, why not trade for the two other people in the trade? Yeah, I mean, if you didn't want to be around Rico anymore, Rico helped you win a championship last year.
Rico and I are fine now, Frank. Don't try and draw. Don't be like that. Rico and I are in a good spot right now. Our team is in. We're going to be fine. We're staying together now.
You know, if you traded yourself, you can't call yourself defending champion.
I said that. I did mention that yesterday. I have the trophy right here, Frank. You've never touched it. The dozen championship trophy. I was going to have to return it. You're correct. But now we have the chance to be the first ever repeat champions, like so many as you know have been as you listed in baseball history.
Hasn't been a repeat champion in baseball in over 20 years.
1967 National League MVP. I know the American League MVP was obviously.
1967. What was it? National League MVP?
Yeah.
That's a big spot.
Would have been Yaz in the AL, right? Triple Crown.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely Yaz in the American League. 67.
No camera. See?
This is a big spot.
66 was Clemente. 67. Who was it in 67? Was it someone on the Cardinals?
That's what I'm thinking. Let me look it up. Obviously, they won the World Series.
Yeah, Cardinals won the World Series.
7.
I know Mays won it in 65. It's like the only year I don't know. Ken Boyer won it in 64.
I'll give you a hint. I believe, I could be wrong, the first ever designated hitter? Hall of Famer.
Oh, okay. Orlando Cepeda.
You got it. See, there you go, Frank. See, there you solid. Anyway, so
he was Cepeda, and a lot of people don't know that Cepeda was
with the Red Sox, right?
And Ron Bloomberg were the first DHs, and it was a Yankee Red Sox game that started before every other game.
There you go. So, despite this, Frank and I have this odd relationship. I happen to be a Frank the Tank guy. I'm a Frank the Tank ally, advocate. They're gonna be. What are you shaking your head at, Frank? Don't be like this.
You're causing drama. And as a member of the
I understand.
Sounds like Steve.
The trivia the dozen league there, the Frankettes. I just said,
great team. That was our hardest match in the tournament. That was a miracle win. But you need win breaks like that to win the championship. You need it. We got it. That's why I now have a bye. One win and I'm in the Final Four.
We got a big match coming up today.
Good.
It's going to drop.
And so there's a lot of Mets fans, Frank, in the New England area. So is it at noon today that you're going to be going for a walk around Providence?
Roger Williams Park at noon.
Roger, I know it well.
I think we're going to be starting.
Excellent. Okay. So I'll see you tonight?
Yes.
All right. Have a good day. Enjoy that walk.
All right. Thanks.
All right. There you go. My buddy Frank the Tank, who I like. I don't care if he doesn't like me. I'm a Frank guy.
He's the voice for the voiceless in that office. Like that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where they go to Larry to say the things that no one else. Yeah, that's him.